Hey, what's going on YouTube? So I'm back with another video. Today what I want to talk about is my top 5 favorite college football players, I want to say, within the last 15, almost 20 years. I actually had put up this post on my Facebook page yesterday as like a Throwback Thursday post, and I had my top 5 college football guys on there and pretty much what I liked about their game. So that's what I want to touch on today, is that I'm going to highlight my top 5 favorite. Every college football fan has a favorite list of who their favorite players are. So I'm going to just run through my top 5. All right, so I'm going to start from number 5 and then I'm work my way up to number 1. So number 5 on my list, I got Willis McGahee, the running back out of the University of Miami. Willis McGahee was the most explosive, the most dominant running back that came from Miami, in my opinion. I mean, he was better than my boy Edgerrin James, who came on the scene in '98. So he came on the scene, you know, 4 or 5 years before Willis McGahee did. And my boy Edgerrin James smashed his touchdown record. Or I'm sorry, Willis McGahee smashed my boy Edgerrin James' touchdown record. Explosive runner, was big, was fast. I liked his vision. I liked the way that he made his cuts in the open field and was able to accelerate and make big plays. So, and he actually, out of everybody on my top 5 list, he actually had, I want to say, the most consistent NFL career. So that's who I got at number 5. Number 4 on my list is Tyrann Mathieu, aka the Honey Badger. Y'all, come on now. If y'all was watching LSU around 2011, 2012 season, you know the Honey Badger was out there just wrecking havoc on the defensive end. My man was out there getting sacks, blitzing the quarterback, tipping passes, intercepting him, scooping up fumbles for a scoop and score, running him back for a touchdown. And the coldest part of his game was his punt return game. His punt return game was just ridiculous, man. Even Reggie Bush co-signed on his punt return abilities. He was able just so easy with it, just be able to just make people miss in the open field. He'll do a couple little wiggles, a couple jukes, and then next thing you know, he's racing down the sideline for a punt return touchdown. So he was a multi-dimensional player when he played for LSU. And I think he's had the best NFL career if you want to include like his personal accomplishments, individual accomplishments, with making the Pro Bowl a couple times, making NFL All-Pro a couple times, and he just recently won a Super Bowl ring with the Chiefs. So Tyrann Mathieu's at number 4 on the list. I got Johnny Manziel, aka Johnny Football, as number 3. And with the quarterback situation, it's kind of hard, because it's like, man, you know what? I like Cam Newton. I like Marcus Mariota. You see what I'm saying? I like Lamar Jackson out of Louisville. So that quarterback situation was a hard one to choose. But I picked Manziel out of the bunch, and this is the reason why. Because for one thing, Manziel was smaller than all the rest of those quarterbacks that I just mentioned. He was a little bit under 6 feet tall. On the depth chart, he was 210 pounds, but he looked like he's about like $190 soaking wet out there in the field. But my man dominated at the collegiate level. Just flat out dominated. And what I like about his game was that he had more of like a playground football style of play. His play very loose. It was very loose, very unorthodox. It's almost like he was just outside playing with his friends. That's what it made it seem like. A lot of the plays that Texas A&M ran, because they ran a run and shoot offense, a lot of the plays they ran, I don't even think Johnny Manziel ran those plays according to the script. He just kind of just improvised off the spot and just played off instinct. That's what I loved about his game. So that's why I got Johnny Manziel at number 3. Now, number 2 on my list would be LaMichael James out of the University of Oregon. LaMichael James. Look, between 2000 and I want to say, what's that? Maybe 2008 to 2012, Oregon was the top team in that Pac-12 conference, man. Oregon pretty much took over USC's spot as being the top team, the most lethal team. They was a national championship contender those 4 years, especially 3 of those years when LaMichael James played. If you guys remember that LeGarrette Blount, who was their starting running back, had got into that altercation on the field and got suspended for the season. And then that's when LaMichael James took over as a redshirt freshman. And he done them to set records. Just set records, man. Fast in the open field. He was like a 4'4" guy. Really quick. He was only like 5'8", 190 pounds. Would run over linebackers. Would run over defenders in the secondary. So that's what I liked about his game, was that he was a powerful runner and he had the speed to go with it. So he wasn't just a one-trick pony. So that's why I got LaMichael James so high on my list. Now, the number one guy I got on my list, Reggie Bush out of the USC. Anybody, any football player, we all wanted to be like Reggie Bush as a ball player. That's how much he dominated at the collegiate level. We all wanted to be Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was a multi-dimensional athlete, man. He was returning kicks. He was returning punts for touchdowns. Matt Leinart would hit him down the seam on seam routes. He would hit him down the sidelines, catching bombs at the backfield for touchdowns. Screen game for touchdowns. Oh, and if you give him a cutback lane, it's over. It's over. His running style was just so smooth. It didn't even look like he was trying. He would make a 75-yard, an 80-yard touchdown just look effortless just by his running style alone. Now, a lot of people would like to say that he was a bust in the NFL because he got so much college hype leading up to the NFL that it almost seemed like he never lived up to those expectations. But he did have somewhat of a solid career. He played 11 years in the league. He had a couple 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and he got a Super Bowl ring with the Saints. So you would think that was a pretty decent NFL career. Not Hall of Fame standards, not no Terrell Davis or LaDainian Thomas standards, but a pretty decent career. The only thing is that with his size, he was always injury prone. He was about maybe 5'11", about 200 pounds, 205 pounds, but he was very injury prone. And I think once those injuries started occurring more and more frequently, he wasn't as effective as he was in his younger years. So that's who I got in my top 5, man. I got Willis McGahee out of Miami. My boy Tyrann Mathieu, a.k.a. the Honey Badger, out of LSU. Then we got to go with, who we got number 3? Johnny Manziel out of Texas A&M. LaMichael James out of Oregon. And then the ultimate weapon, Reggie Bush out of USC. Y'all let me know who y'all top 5 favorite college football players are. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.